breast cancer in the 70s, it was very hush-hush. And, you know, the way I found out about it is my mother disappeared for about a month and came back and never was quite the same. And it was only months later that we were told that she had breast cancer. So much has happened. First of all, in those days, surgery was mutilating. As I often tell my patients today, that should you get a breast cancer, if it's an early breast cancer, you don't have to, but if you want to go on a topless beach, you could, because the surgery is so cosmetically, aesthetically positive. But there are very important things that women can do to really empower themselves, right? They need to know something about their breast density, to know what other tools they have. They need to understand and not be afraid of breast cancer. So today, it is a curable disease, and women do look beautiful and whole. I mean, my own story is that, as Andrea was telling you, I went to college and medical school, and then went to medical school at a time where mammography was really coming to bear, and less women were dying of breast cancer as a result of mammography. So I'm like, I want to join that. That's what I want to be part of. So I did, and I became the director of breast imaging, and part of my job was to pick imaging equipment. So I would ask the vendors to bring all the different ultrasound units in after a work day, and after the day was quiet, everyone had got home, I would try the equipment out on myself. And so one night when I was doing that, two things happened. I figured out what ultrasound equipment I wanted, and I found my own breast cancer. But I felt very fortunate, because here I am, this is what I do, and I really felt for my patients that at that point have to fill up all this information, right? Have to figure out, what am I going to do? What are my options? What are my choices? So, it gave me a perspective, and like everything, there's a silver lining. So, although I had a very warm spot in my heart, I'm sure my mother's experience strongly impacted my career choices. Here I was on the same side of the bed as so many of my patients. So, one of the things I like to say is, I have 3 daughters. I have 3 magnificent daughters, and I had nursed them all. So after I found out of breast cancer and I decided to have mastectomies, I also got reconstructed, and I went to sleep saggy, and I woke up Barbie. So that was that was really cool. And in fact, it was right before a family event that I went out and bought the lowest cut dress I've ever bought for, because I figured, and I figured if I was gonna pay for them, I was gonna show them, and I did. And there's a big picture of that in my living room, which I love to look at, not because it reminds me that even in adversity, there's an enormous amount of beauty, hope, and things to look forward to. So.
With early detection, 95% of those diagnosed will survive and thrive. To find out how you can make an impact, visit BozzutoPink.com.